my heart, and my heart will go on and on. Hey guys, what is going on, and welcome back to What Shall We Do Next? I'm Mike, your host, and I hope you guys are having the best day ever. Before I get started, guys, if you are new here, please subscribe if you haven't already done that. We're on the road to 73,000 subscribers, and I would love you to join me on this journey. So hit subscribe right now and join the fam. And also, guys, go follow me on all my social media. Links are in the description. I have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and even Snapchat, so you can follow me on all of those. And once again, I am coming back at you guys with another video, which is very, very sad. I cried like a baby when I read this, man. So with that being said, I must say, get your tissues ready, guys, because you are about to be in for a very, very emotional story. And today's story is called One Eye, and trust me, it is very misleading. So One Eye is a sad story about a boy who has a mother who only has one eye. He's very embarrassed to be around her. It's very sad. So let's jump right over to the story. One eye. My mother only had one eye all of my life. I hated her because she was such an embarrassment to me. My mom ran a small shop at a flea market. She collected little weeds and such to sell. Anything for the money we needed. She cooked for students and teachers to support the family. She was such an embarrassment. There was one day during elementary school when my mom came to say hello to me. I was so embarrassed. How could she do this to me? I ignored her, threw her a hateful look, and ran out. The next day, at school, one of my classmates said, "Ew, your mom only has one eye." I wanted to bury myself. I also wanted my mom to just disappear. So I confronted her that day and said, "If you're only gonna make a laughingstock, why don't you just die?" My mother remained silent. I didn't even stop to think for a second about what I had said. Because I was so full of anger, I was oblivious to her feelings. I wanted out of her house. I guess I felt a little bad, but at the same time, it felt good to think that I had said what I'd always wanted to say all this time. Maybe it was because my mom hadn't punished me, but I didn't think that I had hurt her feelings very badly. That night, I woke up and went to the kitchen to get a glass of water. My mom was sitting there at the kitchen table, crying quietly, as if she was afraid that she might wake me. I took a look at her and then turned away. Because of the thing that I had said to her earlier, there was something pinching at me in the corner of my heart. Even so, I hated my mother, who was crying out of her one eye. So I told myself that I would grow up, become successful, because I hated my one-eyed mom and our desperate poverty. Then, I studied really hard. I left my mother and went to Seattle and studied. I got accepted in the Seattle University with all the confidence I had. Then I got married. I bought a house of my own. Then I had kids too. Now, I'm living happily as a successful man. I like it here because it's a place that doesn't remind me of my mother. This happiness was getting bigger and bigger when someone unexpectedly came to see me. "What? Who's this?" I said as I opened the front door. It was my mother, still with her one eye. It felt as if the whole sky was falling down on me. My little daughter took one look at my mother and ran away crying. She was scared of my mom's eye. I turned to my mom and asked her, "Who are you? I don't know you." I really wish that was true. "How dare you come to my house and scare my daughter?" I screamed at her. "Get out of here, now!" My mother quietly answered, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I must have the wrong address." She turned and walked away. I watched as she slowly made her way down the street and disappeared around the corner. Thank goodness, I said to myself. She didn't recognize me. I was quite relieved. I told myself that I wasn't going to care or think of this for the rest of my life. One day, many years later, I received a letter in the mail. It was informing me that my class was having a school reunion. I wanted to see all my old friends from school, so I decided to attend. After the reunion finished, I decided to pay a visit to the house where I had grown up, just out of curiosity. When I got there, the house was empty and falling to ruin. The neighbors said that my mother had died a few years before. I did not shed a single tear. Then, they handed me a sealed envelope. They said that my mother had wanted me to have it. I opened it and read the note inside. "My son, I think my life has been long enough now. I won't try to visit you in Seattle anymore. But would it be too much to ask if I wanted you to come visit me once in a while? I was so glad to see your face once again. I miss you so much. You mean the world to me. I have always been so proud of you, my son. I am so sorry that I only have one eye, and that I was such an embarrassment to you all of your life. You see, when you were very little, you got into an accident and lost your eye. As a mother, I couldn't stand to watch you grow up with only one eye, so I gave you mine. I never regretted my decision. How could I? When you love someone, their happiness is far more important than your own. There was more in the letter, but I couldn't continue reading. The slip of paper fell from my shaking hands and I collapsed to my knees, sobbing like a little boy. Twice. Twice now. God dang it. I don't know if you guys could tell, but I was finding it really hard to get through the last part of that story. I couldn't do it. I don't know what it is about that story. It is very, 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 very emotional to read. I don't know if you guys are gonna feel it the same way I did. I'm not sure if it's because I kind of associate it with my own mother, and that kind of got me thinking, like, you really should love your parents, guys. Like, don't take them for granted, because one day they're not going to be here anymore, and especially when you grow up, you're going to realize the things that they did for you, which you never realized growing up. You never realized that they did things for you when you were a child, and then you find out when you get older, when you become an adult, and you find out that they've done something for you, but you can't thank them because they're no longer around. So just, tell your parents that you love them, guys, and don't take them for granted, because I know parents, their job is to, embarrass you and really get on your nerves sometimes and stop you from doing the things you want to do. But just remember that they're doing it for your own good. They're doing it to protect you, and they're doing it to be a benefit to you and be a good parent. It wouldn't be a good parent if they let you do everything you wanted to do, because that wouldn't just work out. You wouldn't be brought up right if they did that. Your parent is your parent, not your friend. So don't hate them. Don't be too hard on your parents, guys, because one day they're not going to be around. And whatever you say to them, if you say to your mom, I hope you die, and things like that, then when they're not around one day, you're really going to regret that. So this has been a very sad video, but it really touched me. I don't know why. I have no idea. I read it earlier. It got me emotional. Reading it again now, got me emotional. I struggled getting through the last part. I couldn't do it. I think it's just because I kind of associated it with the things that my mom did for me as a kid. And you realize what they actually do for you when you get older. So if you're young and your parents are always stopping you doing things or feel like they embarrass you a lot, go easy on them, because you'll realize when you get older, I promise. Now, if you guys do one thing from this video, tell your parents that you love them. Just go and do it right now. As soon as you turn off this video, go find your mom, go find your dad, go find whoever is taking care of you, and tell them that you love them. Because you never know, guys. Tomorrow might be the day that you never see them again. You just don't know. So just make sure that they know how much you love them. Even though it's very embarrassing. I know it is. I get embarrassed when I tell my mom that I love my mom. But I'll do that just right now. In fact, what I am going to do is I'm going to text my mom right now, and I'm going to tell my mom that I love her. So there you go, guys. I've just texted my mom. She's just read it. See, that right there, guys, that right there is proof that I don't tell my mom enough that I love her. Because, let's face it, like, it's kind of embarrassing. It is embarrassing telling your mom that you love her. But because I don't do it enough, now I've said, Mom, I love you, and thank you for everything. And now she automatically thinks that something's wrong because she's not used to me saying it. So that's right there is an example, guys. Tell your parents that you love them, and yeah, just don't let it slip your mind. Go and do it right now after this video. But my question to all of you guys for question of the day is, did this story upset you in any way? Let me know in the comment section, because that is question of the day. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button down below. Let's see if we can go for 1 million likes on this video. I would really appreciate that. And remember, the most important thing of all, guys, chase your dreams. I love you all, and don't let anybody bring you down. Peace out.